Hey guys, wanted to jump in here and show you the behind the scenes of my second week on this YouTube channel. So let's jump over. I'm gonna throw this up on the screen. You're gonna see the analytics here and we're gonna jump into it. It's gonna be a little bit faster video than it was last week because you know the drill. We're just looking at the numbers. We're just gonna analyze it and talk a little bit about what we expected and what we wanna see in the future. So this week, last week I had about 400. This week I got just shy of 400 views, which is decent. It's kind of similar to the first week. However, you'll see some vastly different numbers that are not good. One is this 35 watch hours. We were at 20 last week, so we went down in watch hours, which is an absolute no-no. We had to get more. And we only got about 12 subscribers this week. So I was at 28 after week one. The reason the watch hours went down when the views kind of stayed the same is because I threw a couple of shorts in there. And so like that one has 108 views. Shorts, like I said in the very first video, if you're trying to build a brand or a business off it, they're great to have to get in front of people, but they're not going to build your audience. So starting out, shorts shouldn't be like a huge part of what you do. It can be just supplemental to what you're doing, but not a huge part because it's not going to bring the actual customers to you that you need to, purchase your services or whatever you're doing. So anyway, so that's why that is a little bit low here, but the views are kind of similar. I will say I'm a little disappointed. I think that I've noticed YouTube kind of showing my videos and trying to figure out who to show it to. The algorithm really, when you hear the algorithm, it's really people. It's what they watch. It's what they click on. And so YouTube's job is to try to find who wants to watch your videos. And some of the videos, it just never finds it. So you just never gets any views. But as a new channel, it's going to try to like pop you around in different, people's news feeds, or not news feeds, but their For You pages, that kind of stuff, and show your video to them and try to find out who is watching your videos. So I've seen that a little bit here with my videos early on. And we'll talk about that as I look at these click-through rates here. So like this was my latest video I did a couple days ago. It's got almost 50 views, 4% click-through rate, like we talked about last week. 5 to 7 is great. That's when you know your video is doing really good. 4 is okay. But when I go back, like this is my video on Monday where I just kind of go over like being 35 and older and starting a YouTube channel. This is a 1.9 click-through rate. So it's obviously not showing to people that want to watch this. And listen, I mean, sometimes you have to be honest and just like, is that something that anybody wants to watch? Or was that just me rambling? And that's fine. You can ramble and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with these type of videos and putting these out because I know that overall it's going to build a brand and you're getting used to making videos. You're getting used to putting stuff out there and kind of building your own brand. So I'm okay with that. But that's definitely not a good sign, less than 2%. The shorts, I don't really pay attention to that too much because again, they're shorts. So it takes like half a second or a second and then it counts as a view. And they don't really click on it, right? They're just scrolling. So anyway, here is last week's video where I talked about the analytics and that is under 4% as well. So not great there. And then if I go back to like the second video I did, under 4%, it was above 4 last week. And then the first video is still at 4.7, but that's because it hasn't really showed anything. Last week when I showed you my analytics, this was already over 400, I think, around 400, a little over maybe. And so, it really didn't show it to anybody else and it didn't get any views. It literally plateaued. I'll go to the analytics here and you'll see this big plateau. Like you can see what YouTube's doing here, especially with this first video. It's not showing it to anybody really. And I'll go over here to this in just a second, to the reach. And then it shows it to people and a small percentage, like 4%, right? Or almost 5%, click on it. And then it doesn't show it to anybody right here. And then starts showing it to people again. Clicks on, and then it stops showing to people, somewhat. Now, that's not exactly because these are the views, and that's what the click on. If you go to reach, you can see impressions, but you see the similarities here between these two little graphs it's doing that. It's like this whole section right here, it's not really showing it to anybody then because you're not getting new impressions. And so I've seen this in a number of videos in my first few weeks where YouTube is showing it for a little bit to people, and then it doesn't show it to anymore. If I go back and let me click on a video that has my earliest video this week on Monday right here, it only has 1.9. Let's look at this. So here you're not going to see that as much. It's kind of staggered, but then it plateaus at 68. Let's go over to reach and look how much it started showing to people. So it didn't really show any people, and then it just started pumping it out. But what happened is in that first 7 hours, it was showing it to people that didn't want to see it. They weren't interested in being a YouTuber over 35. They weren't interested in what the title was. So that to me is a sign, okay, I need to change the thumbnail. I need to change some of the titles. With this video, it doesn't make sense to change too much because it's very specific topic. So sometimes your videos just are not going to pop off and people aren't going to watch them. Maybe down the road in a year or two, this video will speak to people. I don't know, but right now YouTube was showing it to people that didn't care to watch it, and then it kind of tapered off and didn't show it to as many. It started a little bit again. It kind of did, and now it's basically like we're not showing it to anybody. It's getting less than 2%, click-through rate. So it's kind of dropped off. It's not really showing the video to anybody. So you're going to have that. And, overall, I'm optimistic for the future. I will say this is disappointing when you look at that. And some of you might be in a boat where you're seeing even less views and even less watch hours and all that. And I encourage you not to get down about these type of numbers, especially early on, because YouTube is trying to figure out who to show your videos to. And eventually, it might take 9-10 months of you just getting 100 views here and 100 views there. And then all of a sudden it finds the right people and it starts to snowball because those people are watching it and sharing it and they're spending a long time on it. And then YouTube's like, okay, hey, these people like this. I'm going to start putting that video in front of more people like that. And then it grows and it pops off and your whole channel will succeed at that point because those people are there. They're the right audience and they want to watch your other content. They're not just going to watch that one video. They're going to subscribe. They're going to go watch the rest of your content. And then it all starts going uphill. So I've seen that time and time again when I've analyzed other YouTube channels and watched other people continue to be consistent. And that's why I'm trying to be consistent with this channel. That's what we're going to do on this channel. That's what I'm challenging you guys to do on this channel. Be consistent. Try your best to not get discouraged by these numbers. Pay attention to these numbers because they tell you what succeeds and what doesn't. They tell you what to maybe adjust to test out and to look at other things. So thumbnails and titles and that kind of stuff. But don't let this keep you from posting your videos. Don't let this keep you from continuing to upload your videos. I know I've just seen this all week. Like I've already struggled. Like, man, I'm not getting very many videos or many views or, definitely not subscribers or like, it's just not pushing. And this is interesting because what I've done with some of my other channels is a lot more searchable, like super niche editing tutorials and things like that. And I've seen those, get 15,000 views in the first day, or whatever. And so like, it's a different way of thinking. And so I know I have that experience and I know that if I continue to push this and be consistent and try to provide value and be authentic and not try to give fluff, that this is going to grow. So anyway, this is behind the scenes. I just wanted to jump in. It's late Saturday night. I got busy and wasn't able to record this earlier. So these are the numbers for week 2, and I'll be continuing to post Mondays and Thursdays typically, but maybe Wednesday. And then on Saturdays, kind of just do a review of the analytics for you guys. So if you like this video, hit subscribe. If you want to see more content where I help you build your business and an online business through YouTube and make high quality videos, stick around, subscribe for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.